Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to manually update Windows 11 to version 22H2. So if you go to your settings, you can tell what version you're on now by going to System and then About. You can see this one's 21H2 build 22000. And if you go to Windows Update and you try and update, you might find some other updates, but you'll notice that you might have a situation where that's all you get and you can't get to the latest and greatest. So what you could do is go to the Microsoft download site here. I'll put a link in the description for Windows 11. And what you want to find, you could use this create installation media, but that makes you install a little program and goes through some extra steps. But what I like to do is do the Windows 11 disk image ISO file, and that way you could burn it to a DVD or make a bootable flash drive. So you just want to select your download, Windows 11, and click on download. Pick your language, confirm. Okay, then click on 64-bit download. Let's say desktop. So you can see here this is Win11 22H2 English 64-bit ISO file. So that'll download. It's probably 4 gigs or so. So I already have this downloaded, so I'm not going to download it again. So let's cancel out of this. So once you have it downloaded and you burn your DVD or your ISO file, then I'll show you what happens when you try and boot your computer to it and do an upgrade. You don't want to do a new install. Just keep that in mind, because if you do that, then you're going to wipe everything out. You want to do an upgrade. And before you do this, back up your files for sure, because just in case something goes wrong, you don't want to lose everything. So let me restart this computer and boot from the CD. I'll be right back. Okay, so it'll look like Windows is starting up, but it's actually starting up the installation program. You can also tell because the little spinning circle is solid instead of dotted. And then you'll see your typical Windows installation screen. You click on Install Now. Right now, the section for the product key, depending on if you have yours activated, you might not have to do this. I would just say I don't have a product key, and you should be okay since it's an upgrade. But anyways, we're not going to use this, and I'll show you why. So Windows 11 Home, that's what this computer was. Agree. Okay, upgrade. So upgrade option isn't available. Start computer using installation media. So I just wanted to show you real quick that you can't do the upgrade like you would normally install Windows by booting to the CD. So I'm going to close this and then go back into Windows normally, and then we'll take the next step here. Okay, so we're back in Windows. So like I said, that first demonstration was just to show you that you can't boot to the installation media like you normally do. You have to install it from within Windows. So now that we have our CD ISO image burned onto a DVD, or if you know how to extract the ISO onto your hard drive into a folder, you could do that. You could use programs like WinRAR and maybe 7-zip also to extract ISO files. But anyway, so we're going to go to our DVD here. Then we're going to run the setup executable here. Okay, I usually just leave this unchecked here. Click on Next. It's going to go out and look for some updates. Okay, so accept the agreement. Checking for updates again. So I'll just probably just pause or fast forward through this part so you don't have to watch it. Okay, so now we're on the ready to install section here. So what it's going to do is install Windows 11 Home, which is the same version we're running here. Keep personal files and apps. And you could click on this. If you want to do nothing, have everything removed, just keep your files but delete the apps. But we want to keep everything as is. So let's accept and go next. And then checking for updates once again. Okay, so now we're starting the installation here. So this is definitely going to take some time, and I'll probably reboot it once or twice in between. So expect that. Okay, so we got a login screen here. Let's see what happens. Looks like the resolution may be a little off, and maybe it'll fix itself. So now you're going to have to go through this typical first time logging in Windows thing, which takes a few minutes as well, even though it's an upgrade and it's not a new user, but it's a new build. Okay, so we're logged in, but we still have the weird looking resolution here. Okay, so that looks good. So recording this at a lower resolution, so obviously you wouldn't be using 1280 by 720. All right, so let's go to our system here and about. So now we have 22H2 instead of 22H1, and here's our OS build. And I bet if we went to our Windows Update, we might even have some new updates, or maybe not. So you could check that when you get there, or you could just let them run automatically. So there's an update already that it's downloading. So once again, to do this, if you can't do it via Windows Update, which is obviously the easiest way, you either need to wait some time until it gets there, so it'll eventually get there, unless you're having some other computer problem that's preventing the update from downloading and installing. And then you could also just do the Windows ISO file from the Microsoft website that you can get from the link. And then, like I said, don't try and boot to it. Just do it from within Windows after you extract the file. Or you could do the Windows Media Creation tool if you want to do it that way as well. And just make sure you look for the 22H2 in the file name. And then just do your install. And like I said, it's going to take quite a bit of time to do it. Make sure you do a backup first. Make sure you pick to keep your files and programs if that's what you want. And then you should be good to go. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.